An AFCI, or arc fault circuit interrupter, can trip due to various reasons, and switches are indeed a possible culprit. AFCIs are designed to detect arcing faults, which signify unintentional electrical discharges. These arcs generate unique current signatures that the AFCI recognizes, prompting it to trip and cut off power to prevent potential fires. Switches, particularly older or worn-out ones, can develop internal issues that lead to arcing. Loose connections within the switch mechanism are a common cause. As the switch is toggled, the loose contacts might momentarily separate, creating a small arc as the electricity jumps across the gap. Damaged contacts, such as those that are corroded or pitted, can also contribute to arcing. The uneven surface of the damaged contact reduces the contact area, increasing resistance and potentially leading to heat buildup and arcing. Additionally, the switch's internal insulation can degrade over time, creating pathways for current leakage and arcing. Even if the switch appears to be in good condition externally, internal wear and tear can still cause problems. The age of the switch, the frequency of its use, and the environmental conditions it's exposed to can all affect its lifespan and susceptibility to arcing. Wiring issues connected to the switch can also trip the AFCI breaker. Loose connections at the switch terminals are a prime suspect. If the wires are not securely fastened to the terminals, they can vibrate or shift, creating intermittent contact and arcing. Damaged insulation on the wires near the switch can expose the conductors, allowing them to arc against each other or grounded surfaces. Over time, wire insulation can become brittle and crack, particularly in areas where the wires are bent or stressed. Improper wiring practices, such as using the wrong size wire or failing to properly ground the circuit, can increase the risk of arcing and AFCI tripping. External factors, such as moisture or dust, can also affect the switches and wiring. Moisture can corrode the switch contacts and wire terminals, increasing resistance and arcing. This buildup inside the switch enclosure can create a conductive path for current leakage. Identifying the source of the AFCI trip requires a systematic approach. The first step is to visually inspect the switch. Turn off the power to the circuit at the breaker before touching any electrical components. Remove the switch faceplate and carefully examine the switch for any signs of damage, such as cracks, burns, or loose parts. Pay close attention to the terminals where the wires are connected. Check for loose connections or corroded wires. If you find any loose connections, tighten them securely with a screwdriver. Make sure the wires are properly seated in the terminals and that the screws are tightened to the correct torque. If you find any damaged wires, replace them with new wires of the same gauge. If the switch itself appears to be damaged, replace it with a new switch of the same type and rating. Make sure the new switch is compatible with the existing wiring and that it meets all applicable electrical codes. Once you've inspected the switch and made any necessary repairs, turn the power back on at the breaker and test the switch. If the AFCI still trips, the problem may lie elsewhere in the circuit. One approach to diagnosing the issue is using an ohmmeter to test for continuity between the neutral and ground wires. Firstly, turn off the breaker. Secondly, disconnect the neutral wire from the neutral bar in the electrical panel and the ground wire from the ground bar. This isolates the circuit for testing. Thirdly, set your multimeter to the ohms setting typically indicated by the omega symbol. Fourthly, connect one probe of the multimeter to the neutral wire and the other probe to the ground wire. Fifthly, observe the multimeter reading. A reading of infinite resistance or open circuit indicates no continuity between the neutral and ground wires, which is the expected condition. A reading of 0 ohms, or very low resistance, indicates a short circuit between the neutral and ground wires, which is a problem. Sixthly, if you detect continuity, systematically disconnect devices and sections of wiring in the circuit one at a time while retesting until the continuity disappears, helping you isolate the location of the short circuit. Another test is an insulation resistance test or mega test, using a specialized device to apply a high voltage direct current to the wiring and measure the leakage current. This can reveal insulation faults not detectable with a standard ohmmeter. Firstly, isolate the circuit by turning off the breaker. Secondly, disconnect all devices and appliances from the circuit. Thirdly, connect the megatest leads to the hot, neutral, and ground wires. Fourthly, apply the test voltage, typically 500 volts or 1000 volts DC, and observe the resistance reading. A high resistance reading, typically several mega ohms or higher, indicates good insulation. A low resistance reading indicates insulation breakdown and potential leakage. While troubleshooting, consider the possibility of nuisance tripping. This occurs when the AFCI trips even though there is no actual arcing fault. Nuisance tripping can be caused by several factors, including electrical noise from appliances or electronic devices, harmonics in the electrical system, or even defects in the AFCI breaker itself. Electrical noise from appliances or electronic devices can sometimes mimic the signatures of arcing faults, causing the AFCI to trip unnecessarily. Harmonics, which are distortions in the electrical waveform, can also interfere with the AFCI's detection circuitry. If you suspect nuisance tripping, try moving the AFCI to a different breaker slot in the electrical panel or replacing it with a new AFCI from a different manufacturer. Sometimes, simply changing the AFCI can resolve the problem. If the AFCI continues to trip even after you've tried all of these troubleshooting steps, it's time to call a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's always best to leave it to the professionals if you're not comfortable working with electricity. An electrician has the training, experience, and equipment to diagnose and repair electrical problems safely and effectively. Firstly, an electrician can use specialized tools and techniques to identify the source of the AFCI trip. Secondly, they can perform a thorough inspection of the wiring and electrical system to identify any potential hazards or code violations. Thirdly, they can make the necessary repairs to restore the circuit to proper working order. Finally, an electrician can also advise you on how to prevent future electrical problems and ensure the safety of your home. In addition to checking the switches and wiring, it's also important to consider the appliances and devices connected to the circuit. Faulty appliances can sometimes cause AFCIs to trip. If you suspect that an appliance is causing the problem, try unplugging it and see if the AFCI stops tripping. If the AFCI stops tripping when the appliance is unplugged, have the appliance inspected and repaired by a qualified technician. Make sure all electrical work is performed in accordance with the National Electrical Code or NEC and any applicable local codes. The NEC provides detailed guidelines for safe electrical installations, including wire sizing, grounding, and overcurrent protection. Firstly, it is important to use the correct size wire for the circuit. The wire gauge must be appropriate for the ampacity of the circuit breaker protecting the circuit. Using undersized wire can cause the wire to overheat and potentially start a fire. NEC Table 310.15b16 provides ampacity ratings for various wire sizes and insulation types. Secondly, grounding ensures that metallic parts of the electrical system are connected to the earth, providing a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the circuit breaker and preventing electrical shock hazards. The NEC requires all electrical circuits to be properly grounded. Thirdly, overcurrent protection, such as circuit breakers and fuses, protects the wiring and equipment from damage caused by excessive current flow. The circuit breaker or fuse must be sized appropriately for the ampacity of the circuit. Using an oversized circuit breaker or fuse can allow excessive current to flow, potentially damaging the wiring and equipment. The NEC specifies the maximum overcurrent protection for various wire sizes and applications. If you are not familiar with the NEC or electrical codes, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician. The electrician can ensure that all electrical work is performed safely and in accordance with the applicable codes. Here are a few additional points to consider for switches. The type of switch can also play a role. Standard toggle switches are generally reliable, but dimmer switches, particularly older ones, can sometimes generate electrical noise that interferes with AFCI operation. Electronic switches, such as those used in smart home systems, can also cause problems if they are not properly designed or installed. Additionally, consider the load on the switch. Overloading a switch can cause it to overheat and fail, potentially leading to arcing and AFCI tripping. Make sure the switch is rated for the amount of current that it will be carrying. If you're switching a high current load, such as a motor or a large appliance, use a heavy-duty switch that is designed for that purpose. Also, consider the environment in which the switch is installed. Switches that are exposed to moisture or dust are more likely to fail. If you're installing a switch in a damp or dusty location, use a switch that is rated for that environment. AFCI or ground fault circuit interrupter protection can also be integrated with switches. A AFCI switch combines the functionality of a standard switch with ground fault protection. This can be useful in areas where ground fault protection is required, such as bathrooms and kitchens. When installing a AFCI switch, make sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. It's also important to periodically test the AFCI switch to ensure that it is working properly. In summary, switches can indeed cause a size to trip, especially if they are old, worn out, or have loose connections. Systematic troubleshooting, including visual inspection, continuity testing, and insulation resistance testing, can help identify the source of the problem. If you're not comfortable working with the electricity, call a qualified electrician.